In a previous video, I was busy upgrading the wheels on the Losi Super Baja Ray. I printed some pretty cool color bead lock rings, but didn't want to stop there. I wanted to try to print the entire wheel. Now don't get me wrong, the stock wheels are solid and they can take a lot. I just wanted some variety and was curious if it can be done, plus it might be fun to do so. Of course, designing wheels from scratch turned out to be a bit more challenging than I expected, especially for someone like me who's still learning the ropes of the 3D software. There definitely were some trial and error moments along the way, but it worked out in the end. So buckle up as we take a look at the process of creating and printing a whole new set of wheels and see if these things actually hold up on the track. The overall sizes and parameters have to remain the same so I can still use the stock tires and that the wheel fits the car properly. Nice thing is, if I ever start upgrading the Baja Ray, I can print wheels with different offset or design. The first wheel was printed from PETG, but I just messed up on the infill parameter. We'll get to that later in the video. Removing supports was pretty easy. I really like working with this filament, even though sometimes it is a challenge to print it. I would say it's pretty clean. The second wheel was printed from polycarbonate. It's the first time I'm using this material and my print failed. It was actually my fault because I forgot to run the bed leveling after I rotated the plate. On the second try, the print came out perfect. And yes, the plate is very hot. Removing the supports was a little bit more challenging than PLA or PETG, and it took more time to clean. The screws fit right in, so I measured all dimensions correctly. On the other side though, I had to drill out the supports as the screw holes are way too small and the support material was stuck in most of them. With both wheels printed, let's see how much they weigh compared to the stock one. These weighed 103 grams, or 3.6 ounces. The PETG wheel is actually 10 grams lighter, probably because of the low infill. Still surprising, I was kind of worried they would be heavier than stock ones. And wow, the polycarbonate wheel is even lighter. That's 18 grams compared to the stock one. I'm absolutely impressed with the polycarbonate material. Very easy to print and has amazing rigidity. Okay, time to take them to a tire shop. Couldn't believe how much dirt there was in the wheels. Let's put them on and see how they perform. PETG in back and PC on front. Remember the part when I messed up the print infill? This is what happened after like 10 seconds of driving. It just snapped off. I think it would snap off anyway, even with the 100% infill, as the PETG material is still too brittle for this application. I know I won't use PETG, but let's try PA nylon. It prints similarly to polycarbonate and at high temperatures. Print quality was okay, but it was nearly impossible to remove the supports to have a clean, flat surface. I gave up on PA and printed another wheel from PC, but this time I flipped it around. This way, I'll have a nice and smooth surface where the wheel mounts to the car. And of course, the outside is then a little rougher. It will work perfectly. I just don't like how it looks, and I bet it will become dirty fast, capturing all the dust. I even try to cut the model in two parts and connect them afterwards so both sides would be very smooth, but any tiny deviation on the bed or warping will make this impossible, so I'll just have to go with one ugly side. If you look here, the screw isn't sticking out that much as with the original wheel. That's because the center part of the wheel is a bit thicker than on the stock wheel. This time I'm also testing a new phone mount for my remote controller, and the car ran out of the frame a few times. I drove the car hard on 100% power for around 45 minutes and the wheels were doing fine. Looks like the polycarbonate is the material to go with. You can see there is basically no wear or deformation. The second wheel got a little bit deformation, but nothing serious. It's the wheel that was in front. Alright, that's it for 3D printed RC wheels. Even though it was a long process, I definitely had some fun experimenting with the design and tinkering with the printer settings. But I must admit, for now, I'll probably stick with the store-bought wheels. Here's the thing. At around $6 for the filament, and that's assuming everything prints perfectly on the first go, it doesn't quite stack up against the available stock wheels that are like $15. Unless, of course, you've got your heart set on a one-of-a-kind wheel design, or maybe you need a specific size that just isn't on the market. There are tons of other parts, like body brackets or custom bumpers, that I will be focusing on. And before you go, hit that subscribe button and smash that like button if you enjoyed the video. And don't forget to check out my other videos. Thanks for watching.